Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Sklar Bro Country, the virus edition, aka the Panty Pods,
AKA two Jews, one table,
aka two brothers, one mother,
AKA two boys, no noise,
aka two stances, one glasses,
AKA two clones, no phones.
There we go. Although my phone is right here, I apologize.
Well, mine's not.
Guys, we are just so happy to take about 20, 30 minutes out of your day to just give you a chance to breathe, though not on each other. Make sure you're doing it with. Can I give a shout out to Buff USA?
Yes.
The good people at Buff USA who make the...
Send me one.
I will, who make the... it's like a baklava.
They're back ordered now.
They're back ordered, but it's instead of... I don't know, the masks were pulling at my ears. I've got big ears and the masks were pulling my ears. By the way, can we just take a moment to the fact that I'm clean shaven
Randy,
right now?
you look like 30 years younger.
Yeah.
I might have to do it.
I am. Do you know what my kids call me what would be my hip hop name if I was a hip hop artist?
What's that?
Young Daddy.
Young Daddy.
Young Daddy. Yo, it's Young Daddy.
Young Daddy on the mic.
Yo,
it's
Young
time to go to
Daddy.
bed. Young Daddy on the mic. It's time to go to bed. That's like his opening.
That's his thing with every go. Time to go to bed. I'm gonna read you a story.
I'll put you to sleep.
I'm gonna read you a story. I'm gonna fill your head. It's Young Daddy in the place to be.
Young Daddy on the mic, and it's time to go to bed. I'm all over this place. I put a gun in your head. Wait,
what?
Hey,
no, come on.
Why am I?
Young Daddy up in this place. I look like, now I'm sure I'm more wrinkly, but I look like I looked 15 years ago.
You do.
It's crazy.
Look, that's what the...
I shaved off 15 years.
So the virus has essentially done that to this planet because there's not as much...
smog
and pollution in places like India, and now people can see the mountains, the Himalayas behind them. They can see monuments that were once clouded by pollution. Maybe we take a little stop.
Yeah, exactly.
You're taking the pollution off your face. Maybe I'll follow suit, and we'll be the young brothers.
Young brothers. Young Daddy.
Young Daddy.
Young Daddy.
All right, let's get into a story because that's what we do. We try to cover things that have come up through the pandemic that is behavior that in our minds oftentimes deserves a little bit of inspection.
Oh yeah, we got, and sometimes there are things we're making fun of, but this next one, I can't escape the fact that it is just a killer idea.
All right, let's get into it.
I love everything about this. Okay,
and this is on par, you're saying, with like the strip clubs in Portland.
Being nimble and like basically repurposing their strippers and all that stuff. This is great. I have a lot of love for what this farm is trying to do. Okay, you got a farm right now. Maybe things aren't going the way it's got to go, but this is fantastic. A North Carolina farm is offering to spice up Zoom meetings during COVID-19, during the pandemic, by renting out animals, including a miniature donkey, to participate in teleconferences.
Come on.
You put a mini donkey in your picture and people are going to be like, Karen,
what did you...
Karen.
And you give that mini donkey, he's like
Your
a
name.
little ass.
Just to hear someone at the
Tiny
meeting
ass.
say that when they see a mini donkey logging in. Jeffrey,
David,
Francie, and Mark Dunlap. I got to give them love. Owners of the Peace and Peas Farm in Indian Trail. I bet they're cool. I bet these people are cool.
They got peace in their name.
Peace and
something
peas.
like they're wanting to extend an olive branch.
Said customers are being given the option to have Mambo, an 8-year-old mini donkey, dial into their Zoom conference calls for the price of $50. This is the best idea ever. If you still have a job and you're still making money,
if $50 can be
this
spared,
will be the best $50 that you spend. If someone said, look, you can donate to the businesses in this country that need it the most. This farm in North Carolina are good people and they employ nice people. And the added benefit is you get a Shetland donkey to be on your Zoom call I would do that.
Yep.
You are supporting small business and getting a killer laugh out
I
of it.
love that this story is story number 1 in here because story number 2 involves a lack of creative thinking, and I will suggest some options, but I think this is brilliant.
This is story number 2. You listen to what they're doing in story number 1.
Give them a call and try to reinvent yourselves in this time.
Think of it this way.
We're doing.
Think of it this way. Mambo logs in for you, okay, and people realize it's a joke. I feel like you should never be fired.
For at least a year.
And while I do not condone sexual harassment in any way, shape, or form. I think if you do the Mambo logs in for you on a Zoom meeting, you should be able to make 3 off-color jokes.
Yeah.
Not at anyone's expense, but just in general, and not get fired for it.
Yes.
The Dunlap said customers can also choose from a variety of other animal interlopers for their meeting, including horses, chickens, and ducks.
A duck zooming in for you.
Can you imagine a duck zooming in for you? If
David, Michael, Dan, and Duck.
Imagine that. If we were to pitch a TV show right now, Jay, if we had to pitch a TV show and we hired a duck and a chicken to be our Zoom personas, I feel like they should buy the show.
So I think they're zooming in addition to. I don't think they're zooming in instead
as
of
you. I think.
I don't think it's as you, Randy. I'm sorry. I know you're reading it this way. I think it's zoom in addition to, like, hey, we're talking about this stuff, but also look in square 8. There's a mini donkey.
No, killer COVID gag right here. I think we get laughs. Francie Dunlap,
she's right.
Charlotte Observer. The animal would make an appearance for the first 5 or 10 minutes so they could actually get along with their meeting. So I think it does.
It doesn't come as you. It doesn't log on as you.
I say no. I say let the animal sit on the budget discussion.
Yeah, let the animal sit in, make a choice.
See if a tiny donkey can approve cutting resources in marketing. What do you think, Mambo?
Look, you don't know how a chicken's going to vote on the abolition of Secret Santa in your office this year
or not.
You don't know. Let's find out.
Dunlap set up a website specifically for Zoom meeting bookings, and she said not all inquiries have come from office pranksters. Uh-oh. See, now it's going to veer to another area.
Animal husbandry.
Some customers want to meet the animals virtually for educational purposes, and others just want to enjoy a virtual farm experience. Now, hang on a second. Customers want to meet them personally? So what you're saying is you mean customers looking to have sex with a mini donkey after quarantining is over, they're just sizing up their date.
Yeah, this is like mini donkey Tinder.
It's like a greet and meet. Meet and greet. MEAT and greet.
Yes.
That's what it should be called. Meet and greet. There you go. Boom. I just gave you the subheading tab there, Dunlaps. Put it on the website.
There has to be a bestiality dating site.
A virtual Tinder date. There has to be. I would blubber.
Bumblebee.
Hinder. Like for hind legs. Hinder.
Haunches.
Horsing around. I've been watching so much BoJack. I'm sorry. Horsing around.
What was that from?
Haunches, back haunches. That was like some bit that we did.
From his hind
haunches.
Hind haunches. What was that from?
Meat, MEAT. If that were an animal, if that were a bestiality dating site called MEAT.
Beef.
Beefier. Beefer.
Like Grinder.
Like Beefer Sutherland. Beefer.
Look, I'm all for this, Rand. When I saw this, I'm like, I'm so happy that they're saying, look, here's a way for us not to hurt animals. There's no animals getting hurt in this. There are no animals getting hurt. There are no people who are stepping into this situation saying, we're not exploiting animals.
This is creative.
This is creative, and I think it's funny. And look, how about kids' birthday parties?
Oh my God!
Everyone wants a Shetland pony. You can't have a birthday party
at a virtual birthday party.
Virtual birthday party.
Somebody wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Is it Aunt Rita? No, it's Mambo.
It's Mambo, and he's a mini donkey.
Thank God I don't have to hear about all the things.
Aunt Rita is a big ass. This is a little ass.
Stop!
No,
it.
I love
Stop
Aunt Rita.
It. I love
Come
Aunt
on,
Rita.
come on. Aunt Rita's the best.
Don't you dare say that.
I won't. I'm saying the fictitious Aunt Rita in this thing, not
if
our
there
Aunt
is, and I'm sure there is some sort of back barn bestiality dating site.
Yeah.
Which again, you're not going to get, the animals can't, they're not part of it. They're more like, don't you think there probably is?
There has to be.
There has to be in the worst possible way. I don't want there to be, but there has to be.
Look what the Tiger King uncovered.
Right.
I don't want to see the Netflix documentary about the bestiality circuit.
About meat, MEAT, the grinder, hinder. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
None of us want to see it.
All right, let's take a break, shall we?
Yes.
It's a quick break. It's an early break.
But we have a voicemail from the wonderful Dan Van Kirk, who has a great nightly podcast. If you've been enjoying this on the reg during the days at night before you go to bed, or I'll give you a little hint. I listen to Dan's podcast, The Good Night Show, first thing in the morning. It is how I wake up.
It ramps you up to your day.
It is so pleasant and sweet and cool and funny and heartfelt and honest. And Dan has a little voicemail to tell you what it's all about.
We'll take that voicemail, and then we'll take a little bit of a break. Thank you to Detroit. We're going to try and find the band that you hear the music for. We're going to try and see if their music can be put up on something. So
that you guys can download it and participate, and maybe get them a little money because they're wonderful folks.
Do it on iTunes or something like that. All right, we'll be back with more of Sklar Country, the Virus Edition, after this voicemail and that music, and we'll see you on the other side.
Hello, set, go.
Hey, I'm Daniel Van Kirk. You are listening to the theme music for my brand new show, The Good Night Show. It's a nightly podcast. It drops every night around 12 a.m. Rochelle Daylight or Standard Time, depending on how picky you are. And every night we talk about something a little bit different. On Mondays, we talk about things like the national calendar dates of like what's happening. Is it National Pie Day or National Jump in a Lake Day? On Tuesday, we cover things like pop culture. Wednesday, we have interviews as well as sex and relationship advice episodes and even mysteries. Thursdays, we look at everything in the world of entertainment that is making us happy and feel good. And speaking of happy, on Fridays, we close out the week with positive stories from listeners and myself. Anything you've seen on the internet or anything in your life that has made you happy. So it's called The Good Night Show. Episodes run about 20 minutes long, and it is something for you to listen to and just feel good about, and maybe take a break from your day as you wind down, maybe have a nightcap, or maybe go off to sleep. If you like me, you like Dumb People Town, you like any of the stuff that I do, I think you'll really enjoy The Good Night Show every single night. Check it out.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Want to remind you again, we have a YouTube page. This is in an effort to give you guys the most content and help fill your time.
If you're looking for something, can I say this? Can I tell this story? So on the YouTube page, we have Cheap Seats.
Yes.
And we have a bunch of episodes of Cheap Seats. We're putting more up every day.
I think there's like maybe 20.
There's 20 up there right now?
20 by now, yeah.
Okay.
20 episodes out of 77.
So excited. We're gonna get as close to 77 as we can up there on this thing. You can just go through it. We made these shows.
Right.
And I have gone back and watched them just to see if they hold up, just to see what we were like back then.
This is like they're 15 years old. We haven't watched them in that
Did the jokes hold up and whatnot? And I watched the Dog Show.
Dog Show Cheerleading.
Dog Show Cheerleading, one of the first ones. And Georgia came down. My youngest daughter came downstairs. She's 12. Georgia came downstairs and she was, oh my God.
What time was it?
It's 1:30 in the morning. She's still doing her homework because we just stopped parenting our kids. We're like, and she's procrastinating so much. She's got a lot of homework. I'm like, ease back on the homework on this 7th grade kid, please.
I would write to the school. I would call him. I've actually spoken. I love my son's teacher, but I'm like, this is one too many things you're giving us every day.
What did he say?
Said I'll dial it back.
Okay, so maybe I need to dial it back with our teachers, but it's more difficult in a middle school setting because there's a bunch of teachers and you can't tell her. You got to tell everyone to dial it back. So she wants to do a good job. Whatever. She's up very late. She comes downstairs at like 1 a.m. I'm downstairs. It's dark, completely dark. The dog is snoring on the bed. I'm just sitting in a dark living room watching Evel Knievel on my phone, watching the Evel Knievel episode.
Such
of
a funny
Chief
episode.
Chelsea
Peretti.
She was amazing. Then I watched the Dog Show and Cheerleading, and I was like, will you please sit down and watch this with me? And there was the joke about the Affen Pinscher, which is the name of a dog. And the joke was, last Passover, Grandpa? We found the Affen Pinscher.
Grandpa hid it in the bookcase.
Dad hid him in the bookcase.
Yeah.
Georgia laughed so hard at that joke.
Because it's the afikomen that is the
middle matzah that you break and hide and kids get money
on
for.
Passover.
She laughed so hard. It filled my heart with such joy.
So do you know what Liev laughed in that episode? What he laughed so hard at? When the guy in the suit was looking around, he's like, all right, you, not you, you. This, like, any little voice, like,
they loved all, and when the main judge walked over to sign the scorecard and we were like, I have a California roll and a salmon sashimi. She laughed so hard. But it made me like, I was laughing so hard with her laughing that like tears were coming out of my eyes.
So Cheap Seats is something we created 15 years ago, or we participated in the creation of, and it is just pure joy. There
Sports
is no
and comedy.
There is nothing behind it but an attempt to make you laugh really hard for a half hour. We have the hour-long versions at the beginning
of the early episodes, so you really get to see all the segments before they cut it down to a half an hour. So we highly recommend just go to YouTube and you look up Sklar Country. There's actually a link in our Instagram bio. If you're following, you should follow us on Instagram.
Or you just go to YouTube and search Sklar Country and you'll see it.
So subscribe to that. We'd love to have you on there. You can peruse all those episodes. I want to get into this next story.
So we talked about this yesterday and in the top
in
of
the
show.
first segment. A company that gets it right, a farm that gets it right. Here's a company that's getting it
some
right.
companies are like, look, we've had enough and we're not going to take it anymore. And we feel like we're an essential business, whether we've been designated as an essential business society.
I mean, you're as essential as the WWE is to Florida.
Right. And they want to reopen. Check that, actually. They are planning on reopening no matter what the laws say. So take the owner of a Wisconsin bar. Now, we've been to Wisconsin a lot.
And we get it. It's cold up there. You know, I mean, drinking is essential to your survival, to forget about how
you've
cold it
been,
is.
quote unquote, kind of locked down by snow and wintry conditions for decades.
They know about
winter.
lockdowns up
You
there.
understand the lockdown. I know it's a different thing. What we're going through right now, it's a much different, more restrictive thing, but it's only been 5 weeks.
This isn't like,
It has been 5 years.
this isn't Tom Hanks in Castaway or Tom Hanks in Australia shooting a movie right now.
It's different than that.
Yeah.
All right.
This is Tom Hanks shooting a movie right now.
Oh, it is. All right. So the laws are put in place. I can't believe we need to explain this to you.
So that you can open for real.
Sooner than later. So if you open too early, this is like, I'm trying to even think of an analogy of, it's like the person who's like, let me eat. I'm so hungry. I have to eat the steak. And you're like,
it's not
cooked yet. You're going to get sick.
They're like, I'm just going to eat it.
I'm just going to eat it. And you're like,
but I'm so hungry. You don't want us to wait so that
Wait
we
10
can cook
minutes
it?
and it'll be
Nope.
perfect.
Nope. I want to eat it right now. You're going to get like parasites and stuff. Nope. I want to eat it.
what are you right now?
Dan Zerath.
He's one of those people, the owner of Jackson's Blue Ribbon Pub, which I think has like the Pabst Blue Ribbon like can as the door.
So he stole the name Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Jackson's Blue Ribbon Pub in Wauwatosa. I bet Dan Van Kirk knows where that is. Wisconsin is ready to open up again. He said this is his proof. This is what he
What's his proclamation?
60 to 70% of my staff is ready to work.
We're all ready to work.
Everyone's ready to work. Everyone's ready, and we all want to get paid again. That doesn't mean we're going out and doing it.
Right. 60% of his workers need money now. All right. Open them up.
Oh, you said 60%?
Screw the health issues and whatever's going on.
If you're gonna come out with a bold statement, just say 90% of my workers.
60% of the workers does not feel like, it feels like it's close to it. Half.
Like half of my workers are of sound mind, and the other half.
The other half are a bunch of drunk idiots who work at a bar.
So, by the way, I do feel the need to say this: the bar is still allowed to be open. And
It's still allowed to do takeout. So shut down. It doesn't have to be completely shut down. And I know that it's a bar.
And by its very nature, bar food is not worth ordering.
No, but it's
bar food is like bar hookups.
Yeah.
Like it takes a certain level of beer goggles to be like, these wings look good.
this is great.
Let's get the mini grilled cheeses.
How creative can you be? Just like the first farm, how creative can you be, Zerath?
Be creative. This is our mantra to you. Get creative. Don't get impatient. Get creative. This is on a simple level, copy what they're doing in Portland.
Hire some goats.
No, hire waitresses to be delivery drivers, okay? Charge people $5 for the delivery of cold pitchers of beer. I'll throw this out to Dan Van Kirk, who's sitting over there. If someone was like, hey, there's a bar down the street and you can order cold pitchers of beer brought to your door, and you order the beer, I mean, that would sell, right? And they'll drop it off your door, and you order 5 because you're like, look, there's 4 of us.
They come over and you put the glasses out. They pour the cold beer into all
your
of your
pitchers,
glasses,
and then they take the pitchers home.
That's right. Then they're gone.
And you're getting cold beers cracked out for the family, $3 a beer, and you tip these people nice money.
Or drive through town with alcohol in a van.
It's like an ice cream truck for adults, for alcoholic adults.
Boom. You hear that, and it's just,
maybe they get like a Bellsy kind of version of a White Snake song.
Yeah, or like a ball.
Ding, da, ding, da, ding, da, ding, da, ding, da, ding. And you're like, wait, is that the alcohol truck?
Do like a kind of a fun jalopy style of lick it up.
right? And they just come around town, and it's like an adult ice cream truck. They got mudslides,
Frozen daiquiris, which is like
frozen margaritas.
This is the ice cream of drinks for
Is
adults.
this a thing? If this is not a thing, I feel like I'm stumbling upon gold right now. If you're a bar, get a van. It's not that hard to get a van.
Mm-hmm.
Get a van. This is the investment that you're making. You come down the street like a goddamn ice cream truck, and you play some of that Hell's Bells just with bells, or whatever you want to play.
Just a Bells version of Hell's Bells.
And you come rolling down the street with mudslides and daiquiris and frozen margaritas.
Like, don't invite people to your petri dish of disease.
Right.
Allow people with masks to come up, and you pour the thing in, and then you're good to go.
We just sat here and came up with 2 ideas for you in a hot second.
You're welcome.
Why is this hard? Why are you like suddenly like, let's just, what's crazy, by the way, Rand, is that there's another Jackson's Pub.
Jackson's Blue Ribbon Pub
in Milwaukee.
There's another one in Wisconsin.
In Milwaukee, and they're catching heat for this other place's decision.
And they're probably being responsible about it.
They're they're different ownership. They're like in Milwaukee, and they're like, hey, we're not opening at all.
Yeah.
But because they have the same name, maybe it's coincidence, or maybe this is like the Macaroni Grill of bars.
Oh, you mean it's like a franchise, and you buy into
And
the
you buy
franchise
one of the
of
franchises.
Jackson Blue Ribbon?
But now these poor people in Milwaukee have to answer for Dumb Dan Zereth.
Yep. Which, by the way, should be his name, Dumb Dan Zereth.
'Cause he's
Dumb
like,
Dan Zereth is...
I'm opening.
Dumb Dan Zereth is so dumb. How dumb is he? Dumb Dan Zereth is so dumb, he wants to open his bar right now.
Today. Like, he doesn't even want to wait till May. What is wrong with you people?
The time has come to get creative.
That's it.
Look at the Dunlap farm.
Look at the Dunlap farm. Put a donkey on it.
Mm-hmm.
Put a donkey on your roof. Come through town. I swear to God, the ice cream truck for adults, for adult alcoholics.
There you go.
The alcohol,
mudslides,
frozen daiquiris,
and frozen margaritas.
This should be a thing. We should be making millions off this thing right now.
How is that not a food truck?
That is the truck. And they make artisanal. Everything's like great. What are we doing? Why are we still doing
this
comedy?
podcast?
We should be right now doing this and saving the country.
We need to be nimble.
We're going to get on this. We're going to talk to some restaurant people that we know, some bar people that we know. And if we can pull this thing into action and we get one into every city,
forget about it.
Okay,
there you go. That is a show. It's a little bit shorter today, but that's okay. We want you guys to just enjoy this show. Enjoy those little moments that you can take with your family.
Like Randy on his couch with his daughter at
1:30 in the morning. She hadn't finished her homework. We're in a dark room. The dog is snoring behind us. We're watching Cheap Seats on my phone, and we're laughing so hard that we're brought to tears. You can take that memory. You can take that advice to the bank, because it's advice from Young Daddy.
Young Daddy.
Jay, you better shave it off. Young Daddy. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Young Daddy's in the house.
Actually, I think we'll see
tomorrow.
you. Is it tomorrow or Monday? I think
Monday,
it's Monday.
That's right.
All right, have a good weekend.
Have a great
Be
weekend,
safe.
you guys.
We're out.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da-da.